Hi guys, in this session I will explain Spring Boot and JPA repository. So how to access the database using the JPA repository and how to handle the CRUD operations. CRUD operations means insertion, updation, deletion, this and all. So I will explain and how to connect with the database. I mean, we can use the different kind of database, either MySQL database or PostgreSQL or Oracle, whatever. Okay, in this session I will explain these things and I will give one simple example. So how to create the table using the JPA repository, this and all. Okay, using the JPA configuration I will explain in this session. Okay, first so what we will do, so we will initialize one Spring Boot application using Spring Initializer. So once you open this one, you click this one. Okay, now you can select the Java language and Maven, and you can select anything. So I am selecting 3.4.2. I think last session I have selected 3.4.1, but that is fine. You can choose anything. I am selecting this 3.4.2 and group name also I am giving. Let me give org.student. You can give anything here. That's your wish. And artifact name Spring Boot JPA artifact example I am giving, and project name I am giving. This is description, so we can give anything. Okay, Spring Boot JPA repository. Okay, or JPA. That's your wish. This is the package name. It will, okay, up to here it is fine. Okay, now packaging is jar type and Java 17. Okay, now you see here explore. What else it will come if you download the pom.xml? It will be like this. Okay, you see here whatever we given the group ID, this one, sorry, this is the parent library. Anyway, it will come whenever we select this 3.4.2 version, so automatically it will come this one. And group ID, whatever we given the group ID, artifact ID, version ID, this and all, it will come. The artifact ID, this one means, so after creating the jar, right, the jar, it will come with this name, artifact ID. Okay, Spring Boot JPA example hyphen 0.0.1 snapshot, like this it will come. This is just a name, this is the description, and URL license, this and all, no need. I already told this in the previous session. Okay, whenever we need I will explain this one. Right now this no need. Okay, and let it be, not an issue. And what are the dependencies? See, you see here dependencies Spring Boot starter. Okay, and Spring Boot starter, and this dependency came right by default. So whenever you choose this 3.4.2, this dependencies it will come. Sorry, something happened. Student, what is the artifact? Spring JPA example, and up to here it's fine. Okay, yeah, these are the dependencies, it will come. Okay. Now we need few more libraries, right? Let's add here. What are the libraries we need? We need Spring Web. Okay, and for Spring Boot, for setting up Spring Boot project with the JPA, so we need these dependencies. One is Spring Boot starter data JPA, and with which database we are going to connect these things. This two is required. This already explained why we need this Spring Web. So we are hitting from the browser, right? So web related jars we are using, right? So that's why we need this one. Okay, yeah, accordingly, yeah, I am going to add those things. The JPA libraries I am adding, and Spring Web, JPA, and MySQL for storing the database. MySQL or Oracle or PostgreSQL, you can select, you can choose your wish. So I am using the MySQL because it's a open source. Okay, now explore and see what are the dependencies. Yes, Spring Boot data JPA it is coming, and Spring Boot starter web also coming, MySQL also coming. The test anyway it will come default, right? This it will come. And check the this one, the package, how it will come. Students we have given, right? The same. What are the application properties? It is nothing. Okay, and this is Spring Boot application. This is starter project. I mean, if you right click and run this application, it will start the application. Okay, this is the test, nothing else. Okay, I am downloading this one. Okay, it is downloading. So once it is downloading, then you can extract and keep into the anywhere. So I'm keeping into the desktop in Spring JPA example. I already extracted here. So come here, everything it is available into the IntelliJ. I already imported, you also can import. Okay, nothing it is there. So whatever I shown into the Spring initializer, so the same it is there, you see, right? The three dependencies, one is for Spring Data JPA and Starter Web and MySQL connected. Three dependencies it is there, and one is by default it will come. This is for test. Okay, test means writing the JUnit test cases. This no need for us this time, but I will explain later that one. Okay, check this application property, nothing it is there, and yeah, Spring Boot starter application, nothing it is there. Okay, yeah, now ORG student. Okay, now what we will discuss in this session. So I said you to discuss about these things, right? JPA configuration. Okay, these things I will discuss. So in the last session I already explained this one. So yeah, I using the JDBC template, how to connect the database using the JDBC template. Okay, so we need this one for connecting the data source. After that we need the JPA, right? So I'm copying everything and keeping into the application properties file. Okay, this one. Okay guys, okay, now you can go and see, you can start the application. What will happen, either it will up or not. You see, application it's started, right? Yeah, Tomcat started an 8080 port number. You see this in the down, started Spring Boot application. Okay, database driver also, you see here the database connecting through data sources, Hikari data source pool 1. You read this one, you will understand. So now database connection established with the MySQL database, this thing. Okay, now let me explain these properties. So this one I already explained. This for connecting the database. What is the URL, what is the username, password, and driver class, and we are specifying into this properties file. Okay, for JPA configuration, this and all we need to mention in the properties file. What is those? These things. Spring JPA Hibernate DDL auto update. Okay, Spring JPA show SQL true. So this is for dialect. Dialect means which database we are going to say, either MySQL or Oracle or whatever. So if we are using the MySQL, then we need to select, provide this dialect. Okay, let me explain this too. What is this one? Let me stop this one. Okay, come to the database, MySQL database. So let me delete everything, not delete, drop. Okay, drop 3 tables. Okay, refresh all. So I do not have anything now. Okay, no tables available in my database. Now come here. So what I will do, so I will create an entity class. Okay, I will create an user entity class. That user entity class, what it will do, it will map with the database. First I will create and I will show you, then I will explain. Okay guys, I am creating one package. Package is entity. Inside this entity package, so I am creating one class, that is user. Okay, let me refactor. Okay, this is the class. So on top of this class I am mentioning entity. I will explain what is entity. Okay, so this entity having 3 fields. one is user id and username and phone number. Okay, these three. Okay guys, so what is entity? Okay, entity is nothing but on entity is on annotation. Suppose if you mention this annotations, right, what it will do, it will map with this variable, I mean with the Java fields to database columns. Okay, let me write this remaining annotations and I will explain. This is for id. Okay, this is under which package? Jakarta package. You see, Jakarta persistence entity, Jakarta persistence id. Before it was in JavaX package. Okay, now in the 3.4.3.x version, so JavaX package. That is the difference. The generator value, the what is the strategy equal to generator type auto increment. Okay, now the column also, the column it will map with the database. Column equal to user underscore id. Similarly, I will write this column to this name and phone number. User underscore name, user underscore phone. Okay, now generate the setters and getters. Guys, here we'll mention the table name. Table equal to name equal table name equal to user. Okay, that's fine, right? Now you come here in the application properties. So I'm changing this to create. Okay, auto ddl spring.jpa.hibernate.ddl.auto equal to create means what it will do, it will create a database tables. So the ddl commands, right, what is ddl? Data definition language for creating the tables. Okay, creating the tables or alter the table, creating the tables, this and all. So it will create. Okay, so I'm creating here, I mean I mentioned create here, and so SQL is true. So SQL true, what it will do, the JPA query is converted into this, while converting into the SQL, right, that time it will print into the console. I will show you this also. Okay, come here. Now you see this is ready. Okay, let me start the application. You come here. Okay, before going to start the application, just check the tables. What are the tables available in our database? Nothing. You see, tables is empty, right? Now come here and run this application. Right click and run. Now you see here, guys, you see here the database connecting through Hikari data source. You read this one. Okay, now you come here, Hibernate, drop the table if exist user table, user, drop the table if exist sequence. This is user underscore sequence. Okay, now here you see these are the create statement, SQL statements for creating the table, creating the user table, this one. Okay, now this is the sequence. Now you pay attention here. You see here we are creating the tables. Okay, application is started on, you see Tomcat started in 8080, started the Spring Boot example application. Okay, now come to the MySQL workbench and refresh this one. Now you see here the user table, it is created, right? Yes, it is created. Okay, it's created. User ID, username, user phone. Okay, it's created, right? Let me come to here. What are the annotations we are using? We are using @entity, @table, and @id, @generated value, and @column. Let me explain. Okay, what is @entity? Okay, suppose @entity, what it will do, it will, you see here, so, this is the assume this is the Java class. Okay, this is the Java class. Okay, and this is the database. Okay, suppose if you mention here @entity, so what it will do, so it will so it will map data, it will map with the Java entity to database tables. Suppose this ID, it will map to this user ID, okay, and this name it will map to this username, this phone number it will map to this phone number, it will map. Suppose if table is not there, and if you mention the DDL auto is create, then what it will do, it will create the table into the database. Okay, suppose if you are not mention these things here, okay, then it won't understand to mapping. Okay, so that's why we need to write entity on top of the class. Okay, after that we need to mention the table also. The table name we need to mention, right? Table name equal to, so what is the table name? Table name I've written here, you see, the user, the same table name it is created, right, same table name. Now you come here, what is the ID? ID is in generally that is a primary key, okay, that is unique key. So that's why I mentioned as a ID. Okay, what is the generated value? The generated value is auto increment. You see here, auto increment. Whenever we insert the data into the database, okay, it will, user ID automatically it will take. Okay guys, so auto increment this one, and the column it will map user ID, this ID it will map to this user ID. I explained just now, right? This ID it will map with this user ID. So this is the mapping at the rate column, whatever we mentioned in the so whatever it is there in this one, right here in the database table, it will map. Okay guys, now it is created, that is okay, fine. Okay, suppose, okay, application it is running up, so I'm stopping here. Okay, before that let me insert the data into the database and I will show you. Okay, now I'm inserting these values. Okay, now 1A SFDS, right? Now 2. Okay, phone number is something blah 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 blah. Okay, now you see what happened. Okay, that is string. Okay, fine, not an issue. Okay, 2 also inserted. Okay guys, now what I'm doing, you see here the create it is already is there. Okay, and so SQL true also it is already available. If you restart, if you restart this application, stop and start, so what it will do, so first it will drop the tables and again it will create the table. In that time you will lose the data. Okay, you see here, whatever you have this data, right, you will lose. Okay guys, yeah, the last time also before going to create the table it is dropping the table, right? So the same it will happen. So let me delete this one and start this application. Okay, now right click and start. Guys, you see here it's dropping this table, right? Dropping means it's deleted, it's completely deleted. Okay, again it will creating the table. Come here and you see the last time we have the data, right? Two rows it was there. Now you see the fresh table. Okay, so we need to very careful whenever we are using this one, create. Okay guys, okay, now we'll go for another create. Now update. Okay, now update. Let me delete this and come to the user table. So I'm going to add one more column. Okay, the table is already there. Okay, let me execute. The data is available. Okay, yeah, we have the 2 records here. Okay, I'm going to add one more table, sorry, one more column. So what is the column? Just take the anything. I am taking the state. Okay, state. Now generate the setters and getters. Okay guys, now you see here, so I am mentioning here update. Okay, the DDL auto equal to update. So what will happen? Just observe here. So I am going to start this application. Okay, come here, you see what are the SQL queries it will print. You see guys, you see here alter table. Okay, alter table, table name, user is the table name, add column, state and column name. Okay, come here and you see into the MySQL database, execute this one. Guys, you see here extra one more column added, but data it is available because we mentioned the DDL auto equal to update, right? So that's why. Okay, so suppose if you want add the column, we need to mention update, DDL auto equal to update. Okay guys, okay, what is SQL? Okay, SQL I will show you here. Sorry. Okay, now I am making it as false. Okay, now I am create table CREATA, or else let it update only. So I will add one more column, the state, the city. Okay, the city, the same, generate setters and getters. Okay guys, you see here what is the DDL auto update, right? And what is the SQL false. SQL false means if you in the console, right, it won't print this SQL queries. So from JPA to SQL queries, whenever it is converting, right, those it won't show into the console, so it won't print into the console. Okay na? Okay, now let it run. Sorry, let me run. Okay, now I have started. Guys, you see here the SQL query, it is not printed here. Now you go and see whether this city column is added or not. Yes, it is added here. It is added in the column. It is added the column into the database, but it is not printed into the logs. You see, because we see here Spring JPA SQL, we made it as a false. So suppose if it is true, then it will print into the console. So that is this use. Okay, now up to here it is fine. Okay guys, now I'm going to create one more column, that is city, state, zip. Okay, and write setters and generate setters and getters. Okay, now so what, suppose, yeah, I have created this one, right, zip. It should create into the database table, right? However, we have created the city, it should create, right? So now I am explaining one more property, the none. Suppose if you mention anything none, right, it won't do anything. It won't, either adding the column or creating a new table, dropping the table and creating a new table. It won't happen anything. It's none, nothing will happen. Okay, let me stop this. Now you see here what is available into this table up to city. Okay, after starting this application also. Okay, yeah, you see nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. Zip is not yet created. Okay, yeah, even SQL this also not printed. I will show you. Let me make it as true. Yeah, it is already made it as true. So SQL queries is not printed. Okay, now if you change this to update, stop the server and start it again. Okay, now you see here, alter table, add column zip, column name. Okay, you see the zip also it came. Okay guys, this is the JPA configuration. In this session I have explained about the JPA configuration. And what is the entity class? So entity class is the Spring will understand to map this table from Java to database. Okay, that's why we are using this entity. Suppose if you are not mention this entity, then it won't understand what are the entities and all. Okay, entity is nothing but it's database related object. You can simply I can say. Okay, thank you guys, thanks for watching.